In this video, I want to share a really simple tip for cleaning up your cookies, and that's sanding down the edges using a zester or a microplane. And I don't do this with all my cookies. I mean, I'm a little bit obsessive, but I'm not that obsessive. But there are just times when you want to have things cleaned up a little bit. You might have a little pokey thing, you know, a little break in the icing, a little break in the edge of the dough, or on the sides of a rectangle or square, there might be a little bit of a bulge, like in this one. And the other time, most of the time, in fact, when I do sanding, is when I make cookies that have things in it like toasted coconut or whatever, and you get little things poking out of the sides of your cookie. And this way you can just give it a quick sand and it looks nice and clean. So there are a couple ways that I do the sanding of the edges, and I've just used obviously the simplest shape to show you how it works. But the one way that I'll do it is I'll hold the zester in one hand, and then I just move the cookie so the cookie itself is actually, well, it's kind of sanding itself. Okay, so I just go with a firm, but you know, a firm pressure, but I'm not pushing down hard. I'm kind of letting it slide across with just the slightest bit of pressure, and move it all the way around. And if there's a edge sticking out a little bit or a bulge, it kind of just takes care of itself, and I just keep going until it feels like I've got the full clean edge. And there we go. Okay? So that works really nice. Another way to do it, and then I also will, you know, brush it off so that before I do the icing, which typically I don't have icing on, it just happens that I didn't have any naked, i.e. no iced cookies in the house. So, but typically I do the sanding after the cookies are baked and they're completely cool. Completely cool. If they're at all warm, you're probably going to end up breaking your cookies. So usually I do it without the icing. But let me show you the other way that I do it, and that is that I hold the cookie, and it's the sander or the zester that I move back and forth. Okay, so it really just, it kind of depends on the size of the cookie and what I'm doing and just what feels comfortable at the time. So there's no, you know, no right or wrong way to do it, unless it's the way that breaks all your cookies in half, and then you might want to rethink that. Okay, so again, it's gotten a nice smooth edge on the cookies. I don't know why I'm dusting this one off, because I've just put all the dust on the cookies that are sitting down here. Smooth move. Then when it comes to the rounded shapes and, you know, shapes that aren't as conducive to this as that, I just kind of will roll the cookie along. Actually, I'm trying to hold it so that you can see, but this is how I would do it if you weren't here. And this way I'm just seeing what's happening, and that'll smooth it down. And same with on a cookie like this, I might just kind of roll the zester around the edges. And if I'm wanting to get, see, like that dough right there, I want to get rid of that because I've already iced it and I don't want that to show. So I'll just sand it off. Okay, and go this way too. So there's just not any way particular to do it, but you just want to make sure that while you're working gently so that you're not breaking any of your cookies. And again, it's better to do it when it's not iced. Although there are times where when I have a completely done cookie and I'm right before I bag it, I'll see some little doodads, you know, that I don't like, and so I'll just sand it real quickly. So anyway, there you go, kind of a basic lesson. And then look, you've got cookie dust, which is far yummier than sawdust, and you can take that and make it into cookie butter.